What's up, Rubits? Little Big Robots back with another video. Today I'm starting to settle in here in fabulous San Diego. And I've decided to just go ahead with the reviews, even though my office isn't how I'd want it to be completely. I thought it'd be interesting to go ahead and start reviewing some stuff, just to get it off my list, because I have a lot of stuff to review, and I mean a lot of stuff. So today I'm going to be talking about this. This is a new kit from MyBuild. MyBuild is a brick company that makes brick toys, i.e., like Lego type style bricks. That's really about the only comparison. You could think of it like how somebody might invent a certain way to do a craft, or Transformers types toys. There are companies that take that general idea and innovate on it. And so this no longer is just like a Lego toy. This is an entire new thing, which I really, really like. I like that there's a lot of companies like this. This is from MyBuild, and this is called their Mecha Frame line. They're manufactured and based in Taiwan. What's interesting is in their instructions, they give you all sorts of really good, thorough instructions in several different languages. So don't worry if you don't speak any other type of language. There's probably 6 or 7 or 8 or 10 languages covered in there, including English. And I've covered this line before. I will link in the description my 2 other videos I've done. And this company has just announced some new releases coming up. So I'm super excited to try and get my hands on those. And build me some of those. This is essentially, as you can tell, a carrier. This was, I think, $50-something. The other one's the main mecha, which I'll show you the general size in a moment. The main mecha are about anywhere from $15 to $50, depending. Check out the other 2 reviews I have if you haven't already. The other one came with a mecha, and it came with like a parachutable stockade of like weapons. Is really, really cool. I really enjoyed that one. And then you can buy just the mecha down to even little, it looks like they're making little kind of almost like drones and stuff. So it's a really fun, really, really fun little company. I don't know where they came from, or their startup, or if they're just a bunch of buddies who wanted to get together and make a company, but it really works. It really works. The designs are neat. There are some little quibbles here and there, but very minor stuff. So basically what this is, as you can tell, it's a transport. So the transport is going to roll up and it's going to drop off the mecha. So the mechanism here that you can see, make sure I don't pop anything off, it has these nice little pistons here, which are really nice and tight, can hold up the mecha. It goes all the way back, I believe, to there. So it's going to roll up and pop this guy out. Now this little part here is going to pop up, which I find really, really satisfying. That's a really, really cool part. And the mecha pops out. So I'm going to set him to the side for now. This can close up, and then of course it closes back down. It's really nice and tight. I've placed the mecha's weapons here on the side. Those you just can pop right off. And make sure, yes, I have to do this. That's the age I've gotten to. Isn't that funny? The weapons can pop right off of the side. I'll put they can pop really anywhere because you have extra little what are these called, divots, brick parts, connector parts, whatever. And then I'm going to pop off the other one off this side as well, just like that. Actually, I think that stays there. Let me pop it off like this. There we go. So pop off the little gun. And then you have just the truck. The truck is interesting. It has some nice little movable doors here. Oops. If they do pop off, you pop them back on, really. Sometimes you got to pop them right. The doors, it has some interior detail. Let me see if I can get this tilted for you so you can see a little bit better. It's a nice little interior detail. One quibble. I don't know why the lights, what would be, I guess these would be your side lights, your side mirrors, side view mirrors, have that on the outside. I wonder if they could put like a metallic or some kind of interesting flat part. Like here you have obvious divots or connector parts, and that's one of the challenges of brick-like or brick builds, is you don't want to leave too many of these divots obvious, because they can make them look like a Lego style or a brick style build. At the same time, in real life, you would have the occasional bolts and parts, so they blend in really well. It doesn't make it feel fake or like a toy. The idea of a brick toy is really that it's going to give you the impression of something, not a life perfect, accurate build. And these definitely do that. And what's great about it is with those little divots here and there, then you can do stuff like attach your weapons, you know, add on a little part, customize it. You can take this whole thing apart. You can take the back off. You can do whatever you want because it's a brick toy. That's why these are some of my favorite style toys anymore. From Mecha is I love typical action figures and stuff like that, but I love being creative, and these brick toys just allow so much of it, and this company in particular does a great job. Also, you have the end part here. You can open this like this, and it'll drop out like that. These parts will actually come out. Now, I haven't completely looked up. I guess these could collapse down or sit down. Let me set this guy down real quick and I'll show you, because this is an interesting part I didn't really even think about. So these can drop out, fold down, and then it has a light that pops up like that, and that could be like you know, oh, what did I drop off? Oh, I dropped off a sticky thing. You know, these could be like a part or a marker for the mech to come up and to you know, station in, or you know, that's their headquarters or whatever. The sides should also fold down. I haven't done it yet, but yeah, see this. So the sides fold down as well. This comes up. So you've got a flatbed truck. The more you mess with it, it's a really great model. You got these nice designs here, these little details here. So, you know, really works out well. By the way, in the comments, or if you're watching this and you're paid attention this far, let me know how you like this situation, this camera situation. I like talking on camera because I can see how I'm positioning the toy a little more. Doing it where it's just my hands on the toy is a little odd. I like to see how a toy feels in the hand, so let me know what you guys prefer. But other than that, the truck is fantastic. Now, the mecha is kind of a standard mecha for them. I keep having hanging up a wall shelf, and I've got these little things stuck everywhere. The mecha is a bit typical for them, but each one has its own little subtle thing. It has these clever little connectors for the arms. It allows them lots and lots of mobility. It has ball joints for a lot of parts. I've noticed that if any of your ball joints or any of your joints become loose, take a little rubber cement, coat the little ball joint, the fist end, with a little rubber cement, and then let that dry, and then place it together, and that's definitely going to tighten it up. You know, the legs have a lot of mobility. This can actually fold down into kind of like more of a, it can kind of fold down and allow the pilot to get inside of it. I'm not going to do that right now because it's a little finicky and I'm not quite familiar on how to do it. It's got the nice little Votoms-like thing on the top here, which I absolutely love. So it's just it seems like just your run-of-the-mill mech, but then you've got the nice compartment that opens up there. You've got some interior detail. Of course, you can always add more because it's a brick toy. You can always add a ton more detail. This one's cool. It's got the see-through top, which I thought was really cool. In some ways, this part reminds me a lot of those the mecha from the anime I recently reviewed, where they're about this size. They're kind of like Votom size, and it's more of a frame, like an inner frame that they then just put armor around. Not like a Gundam, but more like a stick figure, imagine that, and the armor goes around it. That's what this kind of reminds me of, more of like, because as you take these parts off, there is literally an inner frame. They actually have kind of an inner frame built for this line. You can see the black legs and the black inner frame. That's kind of like their staple design they use for a lot of their mecha. It's really cool. But it's just a fun, like how they do their fists there is really neat. Let's see if I can get that to focus. I'm still learning this little setup now that I haven't got my office normally. The fist is cool. It's got just a basic impression of a fist. Again, it's not going to do every single little finger exactly like ours, but you, again, with brick stuff, you could easily make a better fist and attach it to it. And as a matter of fact, they have an email contact and a Facebook on their website. Contact them and show them your creations. They probably dig that. But this guy can fold up. He can go onto the truck and go off. I haven't tested it with my other two mecha. The one I have is a little larger than this one. The other one I have is about the same size, so I haven't tested the truck with it yet. But I imagine that something of this size You know, once you fold it up, you put this here, you just fold these in. Very, very simple. And by the way, all the hinges and stuff are really nice and tight. Will pretty much fit, you know, several different. You might have to fold the legs in a bit. You might have to bring the arms in a bit, which is easy enough to do. You just kind of fold them forward like that. See those fold kind of forward like I'm doing like this. And then he should just sit right flush in there. Get his head in there. Oops, sorry. Get his head in there first. Set him in there flush. Bring that down. In fact, you could bring the arms probably back down after you get him in there. Put that down there to hold him. See there. Now you've got them placed. Now you place them in there with these, but I've discovered is taking these out makes it a little bit more flexible. So if you want to leave those out, cool. But I just think that's a very interesting concept. I can't remember the mecha name, the anime name. I reviewed a few of their kits. It's called Amain. The kits are called Amains, A-M-A-I-N. It's like Fight at the Border or something like that. It's a strange, typical long anime name, a mecha name. And they have a similar thing where they have a truck, which I reviewed the truck as well if you look down in my videos, that carries the mecha into combat. And then the mecha basically, literally, in their case, kind of jumps out. In this case, is kind of placed out. And gets into battle and runs off. And at first I thought, well, that's kind of dumb. I mean, it's a movable thing. It can move itself into battle. But I mean, we're human. You know, we ride in transports all the time to go into battle or whatever. So, you know, it makes sense that to save fuel, to save wear and tear on these guys, you might transport them to battle. I picture them almost like you would a tank. If you watch those old great World War II videos of like tanks being transported on trains across the battlefield, and then they get lifted out. One of the reasons the Shermans, I believe, were created more narrow is because they were wanting them to fit on a tank. I mean, on a train that could fit in almost any tunnel. I guess, you know, is more flexible. So just a really, really fantastic. This is one of the more expensive models, but again, I wouldn't let that stop you. It's appears. I haven't talked to the company yet, but it appears to be supporting an independent company. If they're watching now, let me know. I would love to hear your story and tell some of my viewers and stuff like that. But it appears that this is just an independent company that manufactures in Taiwan along where they're based. So fantastic. I remember back in the day, everything was manufactured in Taiwan when I was a kid. That was the made in China of the day, was made in Taiwan. So this is a very, very interesting line that I'm just excited to see grow. Go check out their site too. I'll link it into the comments. I'll get a little screenshot here. Let me see if we can get a good one here. Let's get a... There we go. Go to their website, and they've got some new products coming out. Smaller kits, drones, stuff like that. I'm really looking forward to it. Anyway, thanks everybody for checking it out. I'll be back with more videos. I'll be putting up some probably on a regular weekly basis now. So have a good time, everybody. Bye-bye.